they, and it's you, because that's the only thing that you can change. Anybody with adult children, anybody with toddlers and teenagers, you can't get them to do nothing. You got about, as a parent, you got about 6 to 8 years when you have your children's full attention. The rest of the time, they are paying attention to friends, the world, and everything else, and they make choices that are either best for themselves or not. And all you can do is keep leading by example. All you can do is keep leading by example. My daughter has seen my pictures at Freaknik. She saw the article with me doing Def Comedy Jam type comedy when I was in college. Tell her where all the bodies are buried, basically, and not for real, but where the skeletons are. Because I am leading by example. I'm not about to act like she's a hothead. I'm like, you got that from me and your father. Type A personality, you got that from us. So you have to be willing to be your real, authentic self all of the time. All of the time. In spite of what everything else is going on, you got to be the real you and lead by example. That's how it has to be, because you are the CEO of Me Incorporated. And if you think of it any other way, you will never ever get to destination called best. It will never ever ever happen. Good morning, Regina. Number 2 is inspect what you expect. Inspect what you expect. Inspect what you expect. Okay? If you inspect it, it's going to work. When I was in the military, and this is a story that's in my book, then this is they don't use M16s anymore, but on the M16s, in the buttstock of the weapon, you were supposed to, there was a compartment in there, and you were supposed to keep your weapons cleaning kit in there. And one day we were coming back from FTX, my platoon sergeant said, "Hey, LT, check the buttstocks of the weapon." For what? He's like, "Yeah." I said, "The weapons cleaning kit in there." He's like, "Nah, that ain't what's in there." We get ready to do inspection. Everything, candy, Pokeball, all kind of, nothing. There's no weapons cleaning kit in the buttstock of the weapon at all. And from that point forward, I said, "Oh, y'all caught me slipping. Never again." So inspect what you expect. If you expect people to do something, you need to inspect that. So if you have children, your house, wherever you are, from yourself, inspect what you expect, or it's never going to happen. And this isn't the same as in Al-Anon, expectations is down payments on resentments. It's set this high standard and then inspect that standard to make sure that it's being completed. When I worked at Frito-Lay, we used to have third parties come in and do different types of DOT, Intech, AIB, because it's food and beverage. So the government has a way of coming in and checks and balances to make sure that you're doing everything that you said you were going to do. And when AIB was coming, woo-wee, that doggone plant was spit, shined, and polished. And then it wasn't. But what if you never knew when AIB was coming? Then everything would be how it needed to be. And that's how you need to lead your life, is to inspect everything that you expect. And when you're unaccountable, you're like, "Yeah, I can wait. Yeah, we don't have to do that now." Yeah, you lower the standards, you lower the standards. And as I say, low standards are too close to no standards. So inspect it at a very high level and expect it at a very, very high level. And then everything will always lead to best. Number 3 is visualize your goals. Visualize your goals. Now, some people have vision boards, and I used to have vision boards in my office. I would get every year, what do you call it, a poster board, cut out pictures in magazines, and then I will visualize it. I'm past that phase in my life. I can actually see it in my head now, but you need to visualize your goal. And in addition to visualizing your goal, the concept that I learned when I was in the military is 2 levels up. 2 levels up. So when I was a second lieutenant, I was already Captain Thomas. And when I was Captain Thomas, I was Colonel Thomas until I decided to leave the military and pursue other options. So not only are you visualizing it, but you are already there. So if you have a vision of wanting to be a millionaire and you're a brokenaire, right now you need to be behaving like a millionaire, because when those 2 commas show up, you already got to be ready for it. If you wait until it shows up, now you're going to be ill prepared. So in your visualization and manifestation of those things, you have to currently behave like you are behaving like it's already here. That's number 1. So for me, there are already millions of people holding themselves personally accountable on the daily basis. That's how I'm able to get up every morning and do this. If I paid attention to the number that was on the live right now, it would be discouraging. But I'm not paying attention to that number. And the reason why I can say that there will be millions of people doing it is because I already have millions of people who have saw my content, billions of people who have saw it as well. So it's just people catching up to where I am. We will meet at some point in the future. So visualize your goals, but also be 2 levels up here right now so that you're always ahead. You're prepared and you have